Joining us is Environmentalist and Managing Director, CEO, Macpresse West Africa Limited, Idowu Salawu. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Same to you. Thank you.
Now, when the governments, state governments, rather, if I repeat it that way, came up with dump sites, their intentions were perhaps noble. But then over time, it seems that managing these sites have become very difficult. How concerning is this for you?
Let me make a correction. They didn't come with the plan of having the dump site.
Okay.
It was like, it happens like that, most of the ditches that they turn to dump site happens to be a borrow pit where excavation was done for mining of sand. So when they couldn't now find a place to dump the waste, they started converting them into dump sites.
Dump sites.
So
it's still part of a plan that, okay, it wasn't a plan.
No,
it was accidental.
So let's get that one clear.
All right.
Now the question is managing it. Even though you didn't plan for it, they manage it well. We shouldn't even be talking about dump site any longer because the risk posed by dump site is too much. There is one just in front of us here.
Yes.
You remember the fire outbreak in 2018?
Yes.
We have not learned any lesson from that. Right now.
Is it that difficult to manage?
Well, dump site, in fact, I don't even supposed to sit down and be discussing dump site when there is what we call sanitary landfill. When now, even in Europe, now they are now using chemical to digest most of the material in the dump site that will convert them into carbon and water, that will enrich the soil fertility, and we're still talking about dump site in 21st
Okay, so now we're still in this situation, having these dump sites.
Yeah.
How do we manage them? Because I know that we generate over 14,000
tons of waste. A day. 70% or 80% gets to the dump site in Nigeria.
Okay, so how do we manage it to get electricity, to get manure and all of that?
Operational management of the dump site require some scientific principle. One, you must do daily covering of the dump site using soil blanket, that is sand. And that will prevent the foul odor you're talking about. That will prevent the blowing of loose waste. That will prevent outbreak of fire. And there must be machineries in place that will be spreading, compacting the waste. And this is what manager of dump site don't want to spend money on. It's capital intensive to manage. What they just do, dump, wait for like 1 week or two before they spread. And between that 1 week or 2 weeks, forgetting that gas is being produced every day, when we have high intensity, nobody set dump site in fire. It's self-ignited because of presence of oxygen, because of presence of high intensity of heat, a smooth surface. And we have two types of landfill fire. One is subsurface. That is the most difficult that even firefighting equipment cannot even take care of. Then we have the surface fire. That's the one we had in Ojota. That's the one we had recently in Ibadan. That people started running around, they're fighting the operator of the landfill that they don't do anything. Air pollution is one of it. So there is no season in town that we don't have impact, environmental impact of dump site. And during the dry season, we have outbreak of fire. During the rainy season, we have foul smell. We have the
what are the health implications?
Underground infiltration of leachate that will pollute most of the underground water that we drink. So there's no period in time. So that's what we normally tell
Perhaps
the people.
Let's break down the hazards associated with all of this.
We have public health hazard from underground water, from air pollution, and from the people that even work and manage and stay in the dump site. I give you an example. All e-waste and hospital waste that are in the dump site pose serious risk to the operator of dump site, at the dump site, particularly the scavengers. Sometimes they say they are looking for precious metal in the e-waste. They started burning the plastic cover of the e-waste. What they inhale is pure pollutants from the carbon. So what they normally do now, the new system, is there's chemical that will digest this plastic, and all the metals there will come out, and you pick the precious metal and go and sell. It's part of the
Does
cycle.
the chemical not have its own
No. The chemical will process and biodegrade the hydrocarbon content of the plastic into carbon and water. And these are things that enrich the soil fertility. So why don't we practice that? In fact, Lagos has no land for landfill any longer.
Yes.
So what they need to practice now to solve the problem that they have is to start reducing the volume of waste by using technology to compact the waste.
Can we reduce the volume of waste with the number of population
Oh
in
yes,
the state?
that's what we call material recovery facility, whereby 30%, 70% of the waste will be compressed, 30% will be sorted, which is inorganic. The organic one will now be baled and be taken to a sanitary landfill, which is what we require, not even dump site any longer.
Okay.
So managing the dump site that we have right now, we did not even do it up to standard, talk less of even having a sanitary landfill. So we are in a serious danger.
Okay, so this poses a present danger at this point. We already had the dump sites within us.
Yeah.
So, from what you've said, there's a clear lack of willpower and political will to do this. In the immediate now, what can state governors do that have dump sites in their various states?
Good.
In the immediate term,
Good.
because all of what we're saying is
very good. That's a good question. What they need to do is to let the right people who know how to manage the dump site comes in and manage it for them. One, they should do daily covering of the landfill, of the dump site with soil blanket. They should do a kind of separation of organic, inorganic, so that the amount of waste that are coming in there will not be potent enough to undermine our both surface environment and underground water environment. And what do I mean by that? They should try to separate hospital waste. Let's imagine somebody that they've been operated on with hepatitis B, with a soil bandage, and is being thrown into the dump site with municipal solid waste. When it rains, the water will percolate on it and seep into the underground water. So we have danger of spread of public infectious diseases from there, just because we did not manage it well. Again, the air pollution that is coming from burning of exposed waste. Those are the danger. Go to the dump site. You see various types of things, placenta, everything there in the dump site. So that's why proper management requires the use of standard equipment, daily covering, protecting layer. All these are what the dump site. And in fact, they should be closing down the dump site now and be thinking of how to use material in a very environmental friendly, so that the dump site will not pose
any danger
again to us.
All right, Idowu Salawu, thank you for your time on TVC Breakfast.
You're welcome.
Well, joining us is environmentalist and MD CEO Macpresse West Africa Limited, Idowu Salawu. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, in all of this now, how this poses a serious danger to the lives of human beings everywhere, not just not just a state, but everywhere generally. How can state governments and individuals take advantage of this problem for economic gains?
Good. I give you an example of the Olusosun one, because it's where everybody see every day. Yeah. That Olusosun, since inception in 1992, has accommodated nothing less than 30 million metric tons of waste right now. When it was partially closed in 2008, we advised that they should transform that thing into energy city. What do we mean by that? There was a study done by World Bank in 2008 on Olusosun gas emission. And they found out that the gas that has been buried in that Olusosun as of 2008 will last for up to 2022 before it starts dropping. And landfill gas consists of methane 50%, then other particulates like carbon dioxide, like nitrogen. And so we need the methane gas. And the gas scope was done by World Bank. And as at that time, maybe about 15,000 metric tons, 15,000 tons of waste have been dumped. Now, when the last administration came, instead of proper management to convert that dump site into wealth, as you said, like harnessing the gas component of that by collecting the methane before it got burnt, they now started using dumping another open waste into it because they don't have alternative. So they messed the whole thing up, and that thing caught fire. Immediately after the fire incident, we advised that you can convert this thing to energy city that we can generate nothing less than 15 megawatts from the landfill gas. Because by electricity? For electricity. In fact, we can get hybrid power supply from that area because it's a 42 hectares of land. If we convert, after doing the capping.
We are looking at the structures. We do not have the structures in place.
No. We have to do what we call landfill closure. And by the time we close it, we cap it, and using soil blanket, using HDPE liner, then we trap the gas, and now drill gas well, collect the gas, and connect it to a gas power generator. After treating the gas is wet, then we treat it. This is a natural gas coming from biodegradation of the organic component of the waste. So because what you asked me is about economic viability of the dump site. And that is what we'll be looking at now. By the time we do that, we'll be collecting like 15 megawatts. By the time we now finish, instead of using graining of it, we can use solar farm to cover the entire area, and that one too will be giving you another form of renewable energy. Okay. The hybrid energy combined together can be fed to the national grid.
But did experts like you engage the government on the benefits and what we can do?
Of course, we've engaged them. It's either they said there is no fund, and we said, okay, we have private sector. In Nigeria, I met a Nigerian in Las Vegas during Waste Expo, who is an expert in landfill gas utilization. We can invite them to Nigeria. There's no rocket science in it. What you just need is collect the natural gas you are looking for is here. So that is part of the advantage of Olusosun being in the city. They don't know it because if they know, they don't even want to use that advantage. They are thinking of relocating the dump site to another area.
But, you know, if we turn it to an energy city, the waste will still keep coming. We don't have an alternative.
No. We have to close it down properly. I give you an example of the Blackhead landfill. Is one of the oldest landfill in the world, about 200 years in New York. It's on Staten Island. Right now, it's been converted to Eco Park.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that Eco Park, people goes there, but underneath is a gas collection system that they use to collect and to generate electricity, and they even have renewable energy from solar. So what we need, what we are saying that is a kind of renewable energy source that we are looking for. We need to start generating our power from different sources. Yes. Because waste management is one of it. So most of I'll give you an example of Enugu. The dump sites in Enugu along that Port Harcourt Enugu highway, they have high tension power on the landfill. Anytime there is landfill fire, the entire area is in blackout because the national asset is threatened based on the fire that will cut the wire. So what we are saying, proper management and utilization of this, putting value-added this into our waste management, we can improve our economic sustainability, and this involves political will, proper funding, and the will to put the experts so that the risk of fire outbreak, leachate, and all public health syndrome that will be averted.
Idowu Salawu, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.